You know
I'm
what's so
against it.
funny about you calling the left authoritarian is that you think the left has power. Like, I love
No,
that you
no,
think
total nonsense,
we are
Franny.
we are on the precipice of real authoritarianism and real fascism, and you believe that the online left are the authoritarians. I mean, I don't know how to tell you. You sound like
That's
Bill
such an
Maher and
excuse,
Nancy
Franny.
Pelosi had a kid, and it came out Cenk Uygur.
Cenk Uygur goes on to Francesca Florentini's podcast and goes head to head with her, and things get spicy. In this debate, we see Francesca calling out Cenk's contradictions and exposing some of the most glaring issues in his arguments. If you've ever wondered how these so-called debates often devolve into left-on-left bickering while the right moves full steam ahead, this is the clip for you. It gets very heated and excited later on, so as always, we'll be giving you guys my unfiltered take, so let's get into it.
And let me just ask you though. Let me just ask you. So what shows on the left do you like that aren't on the TYT network?
Yeah, so I said, look, there's a lot of good popular shows on the left that I like, and it's because there are. So Breaking Point's a good show. Kyle Kalinski's Secular Talk is a good show. He was against me going on MAGA. I haven't seen his video, but Kyle's been against us a couple of times. But I largely didn't hold a grudge on that.
But even wait, let me just stop you. Let me just stop you. First of all, you had a great conversation with Crystal Ball. I think she made some really good points to you on. I think it was on Breaking Points. Kyle has I think been very disturbed, especially by your appearance with Charlie Kirk. But what you just said there, they've been against us. I really want to just dig into this idea that, because you're a fighter, man. That's cool. That's great. But like, you really do have a very I almost want to call it Bush-like, Cheney-like, you're with us or against us attitude.
100% wrong.
Like, you just literally, I love that you're proving my point. But when I say this, you truly, you sound like people are either against you, but if they criticize you, they are not. And yet, here you are, Cenk, telling the entire right wing that all you want to do is break bread with them, that you want to debate with them, but afterward you want to go have a beer.
Yes, I do.
You want to have a beer with people who want to put people in mass deportation camps. They want to deport.
You think we're going to get put in camps? You sound... All right, anyway.
You think I sound crazy? They're starting with Chinese people. That's my fucking family, dog. Like, what are you talking about?
That's such an excuse. Okay, they're going to start with Muslims. They're going to start with my people. Okay, if they start at all. So just stop hiding behind vulnerable communities.
I'm hiding behind vulnerable communities.
Yes, you are. You're using them as human shields.
I'm standing in front of vulnerable communities, Cenk.
No, you're not.
Are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm in front of vulnerable communities. I'm the most endangered, Franny.
By tweeting at Elon Musk? Please, don't help me. Come on, Cenk. This is so sad. That's so sad.
Let's
take it down. Let's simmer down. No. Simmer down. I'm asking. Let me just ask you, real honest to God.
You already said 12 things that I need to respond to. Can I respond to them?
No, I want to ask you this one question.
Of course not.
Let's talk about you going on these shows. Just simmer down. Let me ask you one question. Imagine if Kamala Harris had won. Okay, she wins. She wins the popular vote. She wins obviously the Electoral College. Incredible, first female president, blah, 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 all this stuff. And Tucker Carlson started making all these rounds on really progressive leftist shows, went on Kyle's show, went on my show. I'm like, who the hell? Started reaching out and wanting to talk and wanting to come to agreement on things. What would that look like to you?
Francesca flips the script here and makes a brilliant point. She's challenging the idea that winning automatically means moral victory. If Kamala Harris became president and Tucker Carlson suddenly started cozying up to the left, it wouldn't be a sign of unity, it'd be a sign of strategic opportunism. Francesca sees the bigger picture. Politics isn't about optics, it's about real policies and actions. Her hypothetical question exposes how superficial reaching across the aisle can be. It's not about playing nice, it is about accountability. Let's see Cenk's response here.
Yeah, it would look like Tucker was trying to reach out. Tucker's a bad example because I would be surprised if he did that. But okay, yeah, no problem.
What would it look like to you?
I wouldn't. What I don't. And do I think that Tucker would be selling out? No, there's no chance.
No. Well, I'm not. It's not even. It's not about selling out. What would that like? What would it just seem like? Hey, man, we can agree. Yeah, you know what? I did say that Kamala Harris was a DEI hire and she's basically a communist, but now I just feel like I've antagonized you and I'm here to like break bread and let's talk and let's get stuff done. What would that look like to you?
It would look surprising, but I wouldn't care. I'd find it interesting. Why? What does it look like to you?
I mean, to me, if Tucker Carlson did that, I'd be like, oh, we fucking won. We won like crazy. We won so resoundingly. He's doing an apology tour because 3 ghosts visited him in the middle of the night and he's completely changed his tune because he wants to throw down with the winners. We are crushing it. And I saw in that moment, you want me to play it for you? When Charlie Kirk goes, "We're glad Cenk's here, everybody." And that was the feeling that I think a lot of right-wingers have when they look at you, Cenk, where they're like, damn, yo, we crushed so hard. Even this guy is turning now.
Yeah, except I'm not turning. I've said it 2,000 times.
I'm just saying what it would look like. I'm just saying what it would look like.
Keep saying it like it's true when it isn't remotely true. But okay, let me address it. So, okay, number one, you're empirically wrong because guess what's happening? Matt Gaetz has reached out to us, Tucker Carlson, to come on our shows. And so it's your exact analogy, okay? Patrick Bet-David, et cetera, and they won. They're still trying to come on the Young Turks. Why? Because they're trying to have a conversation, not because they want to do an apology tour. They think they are ascendant, but nevertheless, they want to talk to the left.
Ascendant, that's a bold word, Cenk, but let's check the scoreboard. While the right is organizing, winning elections, and shaping policy, the left is busy eating itself alive over pronouns and purity tests. It's like watching a football team argue over what color jerseys to wear while the other team is scoring touchdowns. Francesca knows this, and she's absolutely on point here. The left isn't losing because of external forces, it's losing because it can't stop tripping over its own feet, and that is the core issue.
But you had to make it's because they think that your
version of the left says, no way, we never talk to the other side. But we're not authoritarian.
Cenk, that's not true.
You're not allowed to disagree 1%, but we're not authoritarian. We have no power, so we're not authoritarian. So that's not how it works, Franny. And the establishment Democrats are also authoritarian. So what do they say? You must agree with Kamala Harris, otherwise that's it. You're a heretic and you're being driven out from the party. You know that. The establishment Democrats have done that to us for the last 20 years. Don't tell me that there's no power on the left. There's tons of power on the left. And when the swarm comes, the left-wing swarm, you'd like to be called a woman. You're racist, fascist, transphobe. What? I'm not authoritarian. No, that is an authoritarian mindset. Just you don't have to have power to have an authoritarian mindset. And there's different versions of power. There's the shunning power. There's social media power, there's mainstream media power, there's political power, there's all sorts of different power. So look, guys, the left, first of all,
there's also just money and actual power.
It gets back to the we. So you ask me politically, who do I represent? I represent the great majority of left-wing voters. The great majority of left-wing voters are not pro-establishment. They get tricked by mainstream media into voting in that direction. It drives me absolutely nuts. But when you ask them about policies, they agree with us completely on policies, right? And the great majority of left-wing voters are not far left. They think a woman should be called a woman.
You know, Cenk is absolutely right here, and it's refreshing to hear someone on the left acknowledge this. The vast majority of left-wing voters aren't the fringe activists you see on social media. They're regular people who want policies that make their lives better, not these constant battles over niche language. Let's be honest, the idea of calling women birthing people doesn't resonate with 99% of voters. It alienates them. And this disconnect is a huge reason why the left struggles to win over middle America. It's not that voters are suddenly conservative, it's that they don't see themselves reflected in these out-of-touch narratives. And let's not forget, when the left embraces these extreme positions, it gives the right ammunition to paint everyone as radical. It's like handing your opponent the playbook to beat you, and Cenk has this one right. The left needs to reconnect with everyday voters instead of pandering to the loudest voices online. Policies win elections. We've seen this over and over again, not performative wokeness.
And I'm not saying that in some dismissive way. I'm in favor of trans rights. If you want to be called a birthing person, we love it. We got no problem with it. You be called a birthing person. But when you say no, we call everyone a birthing person. America hates it. Left-wing voters hate it.
I just want to say
there's no crime, left-wing voters hate it. So I'm standing up for the overwhelming majority of Democratic voters and left-wing voters.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Authoritarian sides of the left saying you're not allowed to disagree with the establishment. You're not allowed to disagree with the extreme left. No, I am allowed. I am allowed. And,
hang on. Wait, please. I don't want to lose the forest for the trees here, truly. And I hear what you're saying. I know it can feel online like a circular firing squad. I understand.
$1,000,000,000%. It happens every time.
I know it does. So I come from movement backgrounds, right? I've been in many spaces since the global justice movement in the early 2000s, then the anti-Iraq war movement. I've been in a lot of organizing spaces. I have been in more organizing spaces, far left spaces, than I have in campaigns, political campaigns, for example. So I know those spaces very well. I know we can often over-police one another. I know we can tear each other's throats out. I absolutely concede that. I do agree with that. At this moment, sad to say, that's not the biggest fish we have to fry. In fact, we're in, again, a moment just before Project 2025 will be implemented, and people like myself, people who are on the streets demonstrating for Palestine, will be recommended for deportation, among many other things. But of course, I guess maybe I'm using that as a shield. I don't know, according to you.
Exactly. Awesome point by Francesca, because she's laser focused on the real issues here. While Cenk wants to argue over hypothetical scenarios in Twitter drama, she's pointing out the actual threats, like Project 2025. The left needs to stop with the circular firing squad and start tackling the big picture. It's like arguing over what color to paint the walls while the house is on fire. It really makes no sense, and it seems like Francesca gets it, but Cenk not so much. As always, I would love to know what you guys think. Did Francesca win this one as decisively as I think she did? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know your opinions as a whole as well. Be sure to give us a like and subscribe, and of course, we'll see you guys in the next one.